A lot of pictures have to be taken down here because there's hidden shower valves, and God forbid something ever got shot up and hit one of these water lines. There's been all kinds of stuff down here. A lot of fire caulking to do.
Like all these penetrations that go up there, those all have to be sealed up. So it's wall to ceiling in St. Louis County, at least here in St. Louis. That's part of our code. It's not so much the horizontal here. It's any from space to space. So upstairs would be floors and ceilings. Just down here, it's just the ceilings as going from here to up. So that's one thing we did or gonna do. As you can see, the reason why we're gonna take videos and stuff is we get pretty lost real quickly with everything that's up in here. And this will help out tremendously when we go to finish out having all this stuff documented. Sometimes we just need to know exactly what's like where backing is for like a finish. And so I just noticed that P-Trass is below the ceiling. Yeah.
And it needs flash.
That's not good.
So luckily we got a few days before this get drywalled. So otherwise those guys would just cut it straight out. And so that's an opportunity for us to fix that this week. We'll be drywalling next Saturday and Sunday. And today is Sunday, so it gives us a few days to take care of a few of these things so we have a nice finish. And so what we don't want to do is we don't want to rush to drywall and cover up things that we probably could have noticed doing these walkthroughs. So if you don't give yourself time to do these walkthroughs, then you're not gonna notice these things and be able to also have time to be able to correct them. Inevitably, there's going to be some things that we have to change, and so we do have to consider that and build that into our schedule. And so, like that finding right there, that's just something that gives us an opportunity to get that corrected. So, one of the big obstacles we had here was the panel location, and this is why. If you can take a look at, great work. And everything's ran horizontally so you don't lose your strength of your floor joists. But there's over 30 home runs in this house, which the footprint of it is not that big. So there's quite a few home runs, which these are all basically home runs, is what you call everything that's going to get laced into the panel. So being able to see all this and accommodate for whatever in the future is really big, because a lot of times you go into a house and you see drywall and everything and you never actually see what the actual work looked like. So I think the more we can educate people, and even just normal people, it can help them to be able to do work on their own houses and stuff, and have a better idea of what a house really consists of. So we're doing a 200 amp service here. The reason why there are no breakers in here is so that we can be, when Ameren comes out here, when the electric company comes out here, you can actually get approved very smoothly, and so that we can get through our inspections. And so by having this without these punch outs in here, but still laced, we're able to still drywall and still be able to move forward on the schedule. Is that running to the, where's that one running to, Ricky? Diamond? That one's going to that one? So we got a 100 amp sub panel here with a main disconnect, and it's probably just because of, I wonder if this was just put in for later use, because there's actually nothing wired to it, as you can see right now. And so maybe this is just a secondary for later on option. Probably just thinking ahead. Well, it could be easily, they probably run the water heater off of that, which would save running a bigger wire to the water heater to the main panel. This house is on a well, so the water was coming in over where we were just at, over by that other panel, and we're actually going to redirect it and bring it in here. So on a well, you have to have like a big old tank, like a reservoir tank that it goes into. And so we're going to put that here, and it takes a little bit of power to do that. So that'll run to that as well. And whatever else is, he needs to add, where it can be done a lot easier having that sub panel or having it ran now instead of later was great. So that's where we're. Yeah, so I think this is just, it was probably, my guess is it was probably a conversation, and it was probably only a little bit more to put this panel in, but worth it later on to have that availability, So especially even with the water heater right there. Yeah, you're already going to run it. He's going to run it over anyways. Probably the same cost to just have this. And honestly, what a nice feature to have later on, Yeah. I just picture Bob Vila saying the same thing, Yeah, well, what we have here is a really great idea. You put your pump panel right here. Folks, you do this around here up in the north, but sometimes here in the Midwest, we do things a little bit differently. It's, just different strokes for different folks. That's what I always say when I'm underneath the stairs. At least here.
There's
Stairwell.
boxes.
I know. These are the trims for all the windows. Or not the windows, the doors. All the doors have trim pieces, so we're keeping them safe and sound. Yeah. Sounds right.
Those are extras.
This is where everyone was going to want to hang out. It's just cool.
Yeah. There's a roof on top, and it's so big.
So big. There's going to be a deck above that whole patio. What's the ceiling item here? 20 feet? 20 feet?
Sweet.
Yeah. Maybe use these expensive Highland ribeyes because that's what they sank us. But they're straight. These things are actually really good because a lot of lumber, I don't know if you know this or not, it comes out twisted and curved. But these are all actually very, very straight, and they're strong. To have a shear resistance too, because if you have a wall this tall, you want that shear weight to be a lot stronger. So 1 foot centers, the whole wall's 1 foot centers, and it's actually weighs a ton because there's a even heavier beam on the very top, which was what they told us in the print, but that made it even more interesting trying to get this all framed up, having that up there, and then still be able to withstand the wall. It was fun. But there's 4 straps on this back wall that run from the outside at the plate down there. It starts there. It runs that whole entire length up there, wraps around the top plate, and comes back onto the beam. It's a big chair, yeah. There's 3,000 nails per strap. I don't know if that's true, but there's a lot of nails. So we had a pneumatic gun that made it a lot faster because those guys, I was like, you guys are gonna have to hand drive every single one of these, and then it looked like I just threw a baby down the stairs. They were really sad, and then I was just joking, man, we got it done. It's all good. But